Hi, my name is Courtney Orr. I'm in instructional technology, and my presentation is over social networking in schools. So, I want to start off with talking about what social networking is. So, it's the use of dedicated websites and applications to interact with other users or to find people with similar interests to oneself. So, basically, what that's saying is that the goal of social networking was to have a place online to talk to people you already know or to meet new people that are alike or like you. So I want to start off with talking about the origins of it. So in 1997, it was kind of the birth of social media. The first social media site was called The Sixth Degree, and it allowed you to make a profile and add other friends on the site. So if you look up at the top, that's the first logo for the first social media site. And then by the 2000s, internet was everywhere. So around 100 million people had internet, and more people used chat rooms and things like this to talk or meet new people. In 2003, MySpace was created, so it kind of started a MySpace era. So basically, what this website was used for was for people to chat, and a lot of like song artists would use it to promote their music. And then by 2005, the Facebook era started. So it was created by Mark Zuckerberg, and it was inspired by MySpace. And today, it is the number one social media website with over 1 billion users. So in 2006, Twitter was created. And Twitter was inspired by text messaging because that was the huge pull of it. It was created by Jack Dorsey, Biz Stone, Noah Glass, and Evan Williams, and it allows users to send tweets with 140 characters or less. And today it has more than 500 million users, and it's still growing. And then 2010 until present day, photo sharing apps became largely popular. So the two main ones are Flickr and Instagram is now one of the most popular apps. And then another huge app that came into the race in 2011 was Snapchat, and this allows users to send pictures back and forth to each other with a time limit. So this was kind of my experience of it. This is actually the website for or the Facebook page for my high school. And basically what this is it promotes the school and it kind of advertises for the school. And the main pull for this to me is that parents really get to feel involved with their students because they get to see pictures and interact with the pictures. So, like I said, that's kind of pictures from the week that they put on, and then they have videos down here. So it's labeled by what classroom it is, and you can watch them and watch your students or kids basically learn. And then they have an about page, and then on the about page, it's just kind of like their mission or their philosophy at Junction, or basically just information, where they're located, their phone number, things like that. And then they have an events page to keep things really organized. So basically, it'll have upcoming events, which there are none right now, but it'll have past events so you can see what was going on or what kind of projects Junction does. And then, of course, it has the photos of the kids, like I talked about previously. And it'll also have like flyers, like this is a flyer of like events coming up. And then it has videos of students learning. And then it also has a review page that way, say, you are a new parent looking for a school, you can get on here and see how other people feel about the school that have graduated or have kids that actually attend the school. So that's a big pull. So moving on. So the pros of social media overall in school. So social media sites can increase student collaboration. So it's more easy to make lists for students to get on or things like that. And then social media can encourage more participation. So basically what that's saying is adding things that kids consider cool, like Facebook or Twitter or things like that, make them want to participate more because they're more eager to see how that interacts with school. And then social media can be an aid for students on homework. So there are plenty of sites that offer like online tutoring or they will solve the problem for them but then have an explanation on how to do it. So that's a big help for like math and things. And then social media helps everyone stay on the same page. So basically what that's saying is going back to the website I showed you, it has events and it just keeps it really organized. And then it has so many different aspects. So it makes it a more diverse experience for students to learn by using these sites or any type of sites, any type of internet. It makes it more diverse for the students. And then the cons of social media are kind of typical cons, but that they are also big deals. So social media can be a distraction. So, say they're working on something and they are on their Facebook and they get a notification, they're going to want to check it. So, it's all about monitoring and moderation. Um, I'm not saying that you should all the time let your students be on social media and be doing things off of the internet all the time. But I feel like it should be a proportion. And then there's a bunch of improper use. So they can, like I said, get on different sites or things like that. So it's all about monitoring it. And then it can detract from the human interaction. So if you always have them doing groups online, they're going to really miss the interaction of groups. And then, so the main one to me is cyberbullying. That goes back to monitoring because cyberbullying is a growing issue. So that's something you really have to, as a teacher, watch and make sure nobody's posting anything negative on the site. And then inappropriate content, there are a bunch of like child locks and things like that you can put on the sites that you allow them to be on that can stop inappropriate content, but that's still an issue if you're not monitoring really closely. And then, so subject area. So this is just an example of the websites that provide calculators and other dimensions. And then the reason that this is so important is because there are some students that aren't financially able to buy the geometric calculators or scientific calculators. And so basically what this does is it gives them that opportunity through a free website. And then it also has conversions, so that's always really beneficial. And then going back to what I said earlier, it can help explain homework and then online tutors that you can Skype. I know coming from a small town, we didn't have very many tutors, so online tutoring is a really big thing because it gave us the opportunity to get one. And then, so the next subject area I'm going to talk about is science, and you can use YouTube for simulations and aid in experiments. So basically what that's saying is that you can use this to show them how to do the experiment you want them to. And the reason that's better to me than just you showing them is because students won't be able to see if they're all huddled around you. So that's a big thing. And then it's great broadcasting for new ideas and creative ideas. So it's a great way to find new things to try. And then it's a good use for journaling and it's easier not to lose it. So basically what that's saying is especially in science, you have like a science journal. You have to keep your experiment notes in, and students are really bad about losing that. So putting them online and saving them makes it easier to not misplace them. And then in English, so blogs can be very useful, and so it's a creative thing to me with blogs. Blogs will allow the student to express how they feel and just make them more creative. And then it's a great way to find topics to discuss or write about, and students are able to see different writing styles, so not just the books, but poetry and things like that. And then in social studies, it can be used in many different ways. So you can use Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook to keep updated on major events. So they always have videos over the news on Facebook. And the good thing about using apps like that is they're geared more to what the students are already attracted to. So things that they've already searched on these sites are like the news that are going to come up. And then it kind of tricks the kids into watching the news because if you just tell them you want them to watch the news, they're not going to be excited about it. But if you tell them, hey, I want you to watch this video on Facebook, they might be a little more prone to watch it. And then it helps students interact more and form their own opinions on issues because they are more involved in that issue. So that just goes back to watching the video by themselves on Facebook, and it's a more interesting thing for them. And then, so these are website examples. So the first one is like a game thing for students. So basically, once it loads, I can show you. So it'll have like, basically what it does is if you sign in as a student, and it's a free thing, it will allow you to play games geared to what you need to work on. And then as a teacher, you can set up what you want each of your students to be doing or be involved in. And then if you sign up as a parent, you can watch what your student's doing in their class as long as you have the information provided by your teacher. And then, so with this one, the Twitter one, I'm going to be logged in under my own Twitter, but you can, this is just another way to use one of the social media sites that your kid's already on. So basically what it does is you can make a list. And so, see, I already kind of made the list, but if you want to make another one, you can create a new list, and your list name, say it was for education, and you wanted your students to discuss what they learned today. You can make it a private list, so only people that you add can be in it, and then it will come up. So I can search users by name to add whichever people I want to see and whichever people I don't want to see. So going back, this is my bibliography, and then this is my reflection.